In the quiet hum of a family kitchen, where laughter echoes like distant thunder, there sits one soul, adrift. The air thick with the scent of shared meals, conversations weaving like threads in an old tapestry. Yet for some, this gathering is not warmth, but a shadow that stretches long across the heart. They are the ones who linger at the edges, eyes tracing patterns on the floor, feeling the weight of unspoken judgments. It's a universal whisper, this aversion to the familial circle, a deep instinctive pull away from the very roots that once nourished. In the psychology of the black sheep, hatred for these moments isn't mere dislike, it's a silent rebellion against the molds that never fit. Here, in this gentle exploration, we uncover the layers of isolation, the tender ache of being the outlier, where belonging feels like a distant dream and freedom blooms in solitude. The first flicker of recognition stirs like dawn breaking over a foggy horizon. It's that moment when the invitation arrives and the chest tightens, a quiet no rising unbidden. For the black sheep, family gatherings evoke not joy, but a profound sense of otherness, a psychological imprint where one's essence clashes with the collective narrative. They feel it in the bones, the subtle glances, the conversations that skim the surface, avoiding the depths where their truths reside. This hatred roots in emotional misalignment, where authenticity is sacrificed for harmony. Psychologically, it's tied to attachment styles, often avoidant or anxious, forged in childhood echoes of not being seen. They navigate these spaces with a guarded heart, hating not the people but the performance required. In this beginning, awareness dawns softly, inviting reflection on why the familial feels so foreign. Beneath the surface, origins trace back to early whispers of difference. The black sheep's story often begins in youth, where family dynamics cast them as the deviant thread in a uniform weave. Perhaps a parent's unmet expectations or siblings' conformity amplified their unique traits into flaws. This hatred for gatherings stems from accumulated wounds, subtle rejections that accumulate like dust on forgotten shelves. Psychologically, it's linked to identity formation, where the self emerges in opposition to the group's norms. They learn early that fitting in means dimming their light, breeding resentment toward rituals that demand assimilation. In quiet moments, memories surface, a child's bold question met with silence, or dreams dismissed as impractical. These origins shape a protective aversion, where family becomes a mirror reflecting not who they are, but who they're not meant to be. Science illuminates this inner landscape with gentle precision. Neurologically, the black sheep experiences heightened amygdala responses during gatherings, triggering stress hormones like cortisol as if facing a subtle threat. Studies in social psychology, such as those on group dynamics by Teifel, reveal in-group bias, families unconsciously favoring conformity, marginalizing the outlier. This hatred is often a manifestation of cognitive dissonance, the clash between personal values and familial expectations. Emotionally intelligent insights show it's not pathology, but an adaptive response. The black sheep's sensitivity to authenticity activates mirror neurons less in these settings, fostering disconnection. Research from attachment theory, like Bowlby's work, underscores how early insecure bonds perpetuate this cycle, making gatherings feel like emotional minefields. Yet in this knowledge lies compassion, for the brain wired to protect, hating what endangers the fragile self. Within, conflict brews like a storm held at bay. The black sheep grapples with dual pulls, a lingering yearning for connection against the resistance of self-preservation. This inner turmoil manifests as guilt. Why can't they embrace what others cherish? Psychologically, it's resistance rooted in fear of vulnerability, where opening up risks reaffirmation of rejection. They resist the gathering's scripted roles, feeling the weight of unspoken rules that stifle their spirit. This hatred intensifies the conflict, creating a cycle of avoidance and self-doubt. Emotional layers unfold: anger at the family's blindness, sorrow for lost bonds, and a defiant pride in their divergence. Resistance serves as armor, yet it aches, highlighting the human paradox of craving belonging while fleeing its cost. In this quiet battle, the heart whispers questions, probing the boundaries between loyalty and liberation. Then comes the subtle shift, a quiet realization blooming like moonlight on still water. The black sheep begins to see their hatred not as flaw, but as signal, a compass pointing towards self-acceptance. This pivot emerges from introspection, where gatherings reveal less about family failings and more about personal boundaries. Psychologically, it's akin to cognitive reframing, transforming aversion into insight. They recognize the black sheep label as a projection, not truth, freeing them from its grip. Emotions soften, hatred fades into understanding, acknowledging that difference isn't deficiency. In this shift, empathy extends outward, to family members trapped in their own patterns, and inward, honoring the unique path. It's a gentle awakening where solitude becomes sanctuary, and the gathering's discomfort illuminates the strength in standing apart. Finally, healing weaves through like threads mending a frayed cloth. Integration arrives not with confrontation, but quiet acceptance, the black sheep embracing their role as observer, perhaps engaging on their terms. This closure is poetic, a harmonious blend of past wounds and present grace. Emotionally, it's the integration of shadow selves, where hatred transmutes into compassion, fostering inner peace. They find freedom in selective connection, nurturing bonds that honor authenticity. In this poetic end, the human pattern reveals. The black sheep's journey mirrors our collective quest for belonging without erasure. Gatherings, once hated, become mirrors of growth, reminding that true family resides in the heart's quiet truths. And so, in gentle reflection, we see the beauty in divergence, the quiet power of being unapologetically oneself.